Aloha, folks. My name is Spoonks, and welcome back to another episode of Box Office Chat, where we take a look at the top 5 domestic box office results, see where each movie landed, and see how well each movie did. So let's get started. Number 5 is Half Brothers, which made $271,000 this weekend, bringing its domestic total to $1.8 million, and there's still no worldwide totals that I know, so its final total is $1.8 million. So yes, this is another one of those movies that has a surprising opening for sure, but quickly falls down the box office charts, and seeing it here will most likely be the last time we will see it here. So really there's nothing else I have to say about this movie other than it had a surprising opening, and now here we are. So let's move on to number 4, which is Elf. Yes, it was re-released into theaters this weekend because the holidays are coming up, and this is the perfect movie. And it was able to crack into the top 5 and made $365,000 this weekend. Again, like the movies re-released in October, like Nightmare Before Christmas and Hocus Pocus, this is just a re-release that's just in time for the holidays, so there's not much to say other than that. I'm surprised and very happy that it managed to crack into the top 5 because Elf is a great movie, and if you haven't seen Elf, I highly recommend that you watch it, especially now since it's the holidays. Number 3 is Fatality, which made $918,000 this weekend, and just like Half Brothers, there are no worldwide totals and there's no reported budget, so I'm not really sure how well it is doing right now. But yeah, the opening weekend for this is all right in these times. It almost got to, which is not bad to say, especially since it was a crowded market. There was another big movie coming out this week, and it's the weekend before Christmas, so having it make up to almost $1 million is adequate, to say the least. But given the numerous amount of movies hitting theaters this Christmas weekend, which we'll talk about later, by the way, I'm not sure we will be seeing this movie on the top 5 next week. But still, given the circumstances, this opening weekend is, again, alright. And also, I heard that this movie will be heading to video on demand. This is Lionsgate, and apparently they're going to be following the Universal formula where they'll put it in theaters for a couple weeks and then put it on video on demand. So we'll see how it does on VOD when it releases in the coming weeks. Number 2 is The Croods: A New Age, how ironic, which made $2 million this weekend, bringing its domestic total to $27 million and its worldwide gross to $85 million. So yeah, this movie is still killing it. It's still holding strong. It's only fallen to number 2, and it recently hit video on demand this past weekend, and it's doing great there as well. I even heard that it did better than Tenet, which is surprising. I definitely think it will also be able to cross 30 million at some point, but like I said, there's some stiff competition this weekend, but it's Christmas, and the past holiday definitely helped this movie, so maybe this holiday will also give this movie a boost. Still, this year has been strange, so we'll see, but I definitely think it'll be able to cross 30 million at some point. And finally, let's talk about the number 1 movie of the weekend, which was Monster Hunter. Yeah, I wasn't really sure if this was going to make enough to beat The Croods or not, but it actually did, which is pretty good. And it made 2.2 million domestically this weekend, and worldwide it has made a total of 11 million. So this is a movie much like The Croods, it has a similar budget to The Croods, where this has a budget of 60 million. Croods is a little more with 65 million, so I can see why Sony decided to put it out there. But it did open significantly less, where Croods already made half of its budget on its opening weekend, and it had the advantage of being a family movie. This made less than half of what The Croods made, which is unfortunate. There were also a lot of factors going into this opening weekend where a lot of people weren't really excited for this movie, especially fans of the game. The trailer didn't really sell them on this movie, and the director didn't sell them either. This is directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, who made the Resident Evil movies, which are very poorly received, and fans of those games don't like the movies. So there was a lot of factors going into this weekend. But still, number one movie and beating what has been the juggernaut for these past few weeks, The Croods, is still pretty good, I would say the least. But I do have a feeling that it's going to face some tough competition with another blockbuster heading to theaters this weekend. So we'll see how this movie does over the Christmas holiday weekend. And those are the top 5 domestic box office results, but we're not quite done yet as we got another week ahead of us. And we've got 3. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. 3 big releases that are hitting the big screen this weekend. One of them being Promising Young Woman. This was a big hit at Sundance, and many people have been praising this. It is a game changer, apparently, and it's finally gonna get released in theaters, but I'm honestly not sure how many people will see it. It'll most likely get into the top 5 for sure, but if it'll make an impact like the promotional material says, I'm not sure, but I hope it does, seeing how everyone who's seen it loves it and are promoting it and are telling everyone they know to see it. So I hope it does well enough. Another big release is News of the World. This is another like Oscar to contender for award season. Lots of good reviews I've heard of for sure, but again, I'm not sure if it'll make a huge impact on the box office, but I do hope so, as the reviews I've seen for both this and Promising Young Woman have been great, and the people who have seen it are encouraging people they know to go see them. So I do hope they make enough money to warrant success, but seeing these times we are living in, I'm not sure if that'll happen, but again, I will remain hopeful. But the biggest release heading to theaters this weekend is Wonder Woman 1984. This is the blockbuster of the year. If it wasn't Tenet, it is definitely this. And all eyes are on this movie. It is a DC movie, it's a superhero movie, and it's a sequel to one of the biggest movies of 2017. So all eyes are on how this movie will do. Many people are saying 10 million. I think it can get to at least 15 million, judging by how Croods did, but that's just me being optimistic. And internationally, which it has already opened in some countries, it's off to a start at 38 million, which is not that great for a $200 million movie, but it's still got a couple other countries to release, one being here, so we'll see how it does over the holidays. But we will also not be given exact numbers on how well this movie is actually doing, because one is that Warner Brothers will also be following the way they did Tenet, where they won't be giving exact numbers, only estimates, and it is also being released on HBO Max, so I'm not sure if we will even see those HBO Max streaming numbers. So all eyes are on this movie, and we'll just have to wait and see how this movie does when it hits theaters this Friday. And that's gonna do it for this week's episode of Box Office Chat. What did you guys think of the results? Were you satisfied, unsatisfied? Comment down below and let me know. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you like this channel, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on all the social media links right there. And until next time, guys, stay sharp.